And we are back. We are about to finish match day 3 for qualifications for round 16 in this FIFA World Club Cup 2025. And what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you guys my results, what games I played in, and I just wanted to see how easy it is to flip $100 throughout this tournament. And my strategy throughout these 3 match days was basically go with the most popular club in the European leagues, because to many soccer enthusiasts, Europe is seen as one of the highest leagues in all soccer leagues. But not just that, I would also check the rate payout to see if it was worth to put money into the game or not. So that was my strategy throughout these 3 rounds. And since today is the last day of this 3-day match, what I'm gonna do at the end is just give you guys a small pick on today's last day. Let's get started. I'm ready to show you guys my results, what I got so far. So for match day 1, for the first game that I went in with is Ali versus Inter Miami. I went with Inter Miami. I only went in with $5 because this is actually one of the first times something like this has happened. And as you guys can see, I took an L for that day because we ended off with a draw of 0-0 throughout those 90 minutes. For the next game, it was PSG versus Atletico Madrid. I went in with $10. It was paying out around 80%. So for this game, I felt like going a little bit more in deep. I chose PSG because they just recently won the Champions League. My prediction was not wrong. Felt like I could have gone a little bit more in deep, but as you guys know, this is the first time something like this is happening. So trying to bet big and something like this was just really risky to do. Now, for the next game was Fluminense versus Dermot. And in my opinion, I went in with Dermot because I really thought European leagues were going to dominate this whole tournament. But as you guys can see, a 0-0 game. At this point, I was learning that Brazilian leagues were actually having surprisingly good tactics, and overall they were playing really well. And with this loss, I just had to take it, and it was just a small lesson to learn. So now for the next game, it will be River Plate versus Erwan Diamonds. And for this game, I felt like going with River Plate because going against with Erwan Red Diamonds, which is an Asian club, in my opinion, I felt like River Plate would have the upper hand in this scenario. So I went in with $5 and I came out winning $7 with 56 cents. After 2 losses, I felt finally relieved, but it still was not enough from what we went through in the beginning. Now for the next game was a game that nobody was expecting or something like this. To be honest, from this point on, I felt like being more cautious about my bets. For this game was Monterrey versus Inter Milan. And as you guys can see, I went in with $10 with Inter Milan because thinking that Inter Milan was going to dominate, being the second in the Champions League. This was not what happened. Throughout those 90 minutes, Monterrey ended up doing 1 goal in the first half and Inter Milan 1 goal in the first. The fact that this game Inter Milan did not win, from this point on, I just started wondering exactly how good each club was, because Inter Milan was really number 2 in the Champions League, and the fact that they couldn't do a second goal throughout these 90 minutes was just bizarre in my opinion. So for this game, I took another L overall. So at this point, that was all the games that I chose for match day 1 out of 3. I took nice big L's, but the fact that we did not leverage a lot of money shows you exactly how easy it is to lose money when you sports bet, because like I always say, the house usually always wins. And when you bet something like this, you got to be really strategic. For this, I just started off with $100 because $100 is not a lot. In the end, these were all the games that happened throughout the first day match, and like I said, a lot of surprising games. So now we're going off to match day 2 out of 3. And for match day 2, the first game that I chose, Palmeiras versus Alialen. And for this game, I went with Palmeiras because, like I said, I was watching the game for the first day match, and coming from Brazil, I expected Brazil to win. And as you guys can see, our $10 wager that we put in came out to be a 50% return, and we took a nice W of $15 that day. For the next game, I went in with a small wager of $5 because exactly this is what I did not expect something like this to happen. In my opinion, I felt like Porto was playing really well. Inter Miami ended up winning this game with a 2-1, and I took another L for this day. But as you guys can see, we did not leverage a lot of money because on top of not giving us a high pay rate, it was just not worth it at the end of the day to make that much big of a leverage for a return like this. For that, I went in with $5. Like I said, it is what it is. Now for the next game, I went in pretty heavy, and this is actually a prime example of over leveraging in just a few minutes. In this game, I felt like Chelsea had the upper hand throughout this whole game, but for some reason I felt like putting more money in once that first goal went in. This is a prime example of over leveraging and just going off excitement throughout this whole game, because if it was not for this game, game, I would be honestly $10 up, because from this game, I went in with $5 with Chelsea and I went in with another $5. And from this point on, payout was still great. Out of nowhere, Flamengo ended off in the second half making 3 goals. I really thought Chelsea was gonna win throughout this whole game, because Chelsea being one of the greatest teams and the way that they played throughout the first day match. But as you guys can see, I took L's after L's after L's. So for this game, I ended off losing $15 overall. And from this point on, I felt like not being over excited about my games, and overall not to really try to doubt the other leagues, especially the Brazilian and Argentinian leagues, because from what I saw throughout these 2 days, the Brazilian and Argentinian leagues were playing really well against European leagues. And from this point on, I started becoming more cautious about my picks and my leverage overall. So I just went off with more strategy rather than over leverage. For the next game, I did not doubt what South American teams were doing and the Mexican teams. Like I said, they were all playing pretty decent for this tournament. So we went off with the next game, which would be River Plate versus Monterrey. And as you guys can see, with River Plate and Monterrey, I went in with River Plate because I really thought Argentina was going to have the upper hand in this game. And like I said, we had to doubt the Mexican league, and in the end, they ended off with a draw of 0-0 throughout those 90 minutes. Honestly, Monterrey, the way that they were playing just surprised me overall. Even though I took a nice L for this game, I enjoyed what I watched, and a great game for match day 2. From this point on, the payout rates throughout these whole games were not a lot until one game actually caught my eye, and that would be Real Madrid versus Pt2. And the reason why I went in with Real Madrid versus Pt2 was because payout rate for Real Madrid was 100%. What ended up happening was Real Madrid ended up getting a red card. This is what made the payout rate going from a low percentage to a higher percentage. And from this, like I always say, when you see an opportunity, you just hop into it. I did not go with a lot of money because the fact that these Mexican leagues surprised us against these European leagues, like I said, I started becoming more cautious about my leverages, and I went in with $5. With those $5, I ended up taking a nice W all over again. Those $5 turned to $10. Like I said, throughout these first 3-day matches, in my opinion, is not really to make profits, but it's more to watch how these teams just play overall. So from this point on, match day 3 finally ended. I took so many L's and so little W's, but like I said, it is what it is. Overall, these were the games that were from match day 2 out of 3. Crazy results, crazy games, but overall, I just enjoyed all this. From this point on, in match day 3, these are the games that I chose. For the first game I went with was Atletico Madrid versus Botafogo. I went in with $5 because although the payout rate was decent, it was actually not the best. Thing was, with Atletico Madrid, I just felt like they were playing a little bit better, and Botafogo surprised us all with the way that they were playing. But overall, I felt like Atletico Madrid was gonna do good. And in the second half, Atletico Madrid just made 1 goal. The fact that they made this 1 goal is what made me take a W this day. Those $5 turned to $8 with 22 cents. And for the next game that I chose, it was Inter Miami versus Palmeiras. This is honestly the first draw throughout this 3-day match period. The probabilities of a draw to happen, everybody just expects somebody to win. And the fact that only 1 goal could change the whole match is just really risky for a draw to happen. In my opinion, Inter Miami was playing well. Palmeiras was still great. They were the 2 top clubs throughout this whole group. That is the reason why I was not really 100% sure to go off with. In the end of the day, I made a decision to just take a draw, and as you guys can see, I actually took a W. But the thing about this is I took a small wager, less than $5, but the fact that this paid more than 100%, this was a surprising game overall. I just keep taking L's after L's after L's, but this is the last day, so it is what it is. In this game, I felt like I really over leveraged again. I went with Fluminense against Sundowns. The way that Sundowns was playing, they were honestly surprisingly really well. Kind of made me doubt to go with Fluminense at the end of the day, because I felt like in the beginning to go with a draw. But a Brazilian league was going to be a bit more challenging for Sundowns. I just felt like Brazil just had the upper hand in this, but as you guys can see, this is not what it seemed, and the whole game ended off with a 0-0 draw and me taking another $10 loss. And like I said, it is what it is. I just started to not over leverage again. Now, for the most recent game that I played with was River Plate versus Inter Milan. This this was actually a last minute game that I went in with. In the second half, it was a 0-0 game. I saw the way that River Plate was playing and I saw the way that Inter Milan was playing. I felt like in the beginning to go with the draw, but this is the last day of this match day, and the fact that somebody has to win for this match day to qualify for round 16 is the reason why I went in with River Plate, because River Plate was paying off more than Inter Milan, and for the second half to be paid almost 300% for this game, those $5 would have been $15. But as you guys can see, Inter Milan just took the upper hand in the second half. Inter Milan was really pushing for those goals. So we start off with $100 and now we're at $84. And the other reason why I'm at $84, I actually went with other games in the side. If you do all the calculations, I would be down almost 50% of my whole portfolio. But since I took leverages on other games, that is the reason why I'm at $84. Overall, these are the last 4 games that are going to be played. The rounds of 16 is where the matches really begin. This is where elimination is more strict. Now let's go to the picks. Now with Juventus, they're paying around 400%, and with Manchester City, they're paying around 80%. I guess Manchester City has the upper hand, but to be honest, for this game, it is kind of risky to over leverage because Juventus has actually been playing pretty well throughout this whole game, but Manchester City also hasn't really had that much losses throughout these 3-day matches. So from this game, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep leveraging $5. Manchester City does seem like having the upper hand, but I feel like taking over a little bit more risk. So for this game, I feel like going with Juventus. This is just my opinion. They're both playing crazy games, but Juventus and their frontline attack, it just makes me really doubt. Now we're going off with our second game, which is Casablanca versus Ali Alen. So with Casablanca, they're paying around 185%. This is 150%. For this game, in my opinion, I'm just gonna call it a day. Payout rate is not that good, and honestly, it's just whatever. Now it's Salzburg versus Real Madrid. Now for Salzburg, they're paying around $900 surprisingly, and $129. Honestly, we all know that Real Madrid is gonna win. No offense, Salzburg, but Real Madrid, in my opinion, has the upper hand on this. Even with $5, it's just giving out $6 with 47 cents. Now for the last game, it's Ali versus Pt2. Now this game, in my opinion, I feel like Pt2 is not gonna make it easy for them. Like I always say, the money that you don't lose is the best money. So for this game, I'm just gonna call it a day and just watch the game between Juventus and Manchester City, because that's where the real money is at. So as you guys can see, those were my last 2 picks for this match day 3, and from this point on, we're gonna see the round of 16. We're gonna see exactly how good these clubs are gonna play. With that being said, these are just my picks. Remember that betting usually ends up with the house always winning, so remember, always bet with precaution, because my results is not the same results as you, so one bad move can end it all, in my opinion. So that being said, remember to take care, be safe, and overall, remember to hit that like for the algorithm so you guys can see more videos like this, and take care and just let the FIFA World Cup take its course.